Give me a break. Just the stupidity of the clicking game. Absolutely rubbish, as usual, as it goes, Like on old versions, you would say, don't stop nagging me, stop nagging me with the bullshit. But they, tend to be a evil thing of programmers. Anyway, so I was listening to another Michael Rood video, when the brimstone hits the fan DVD, and he goes into the same thing again. His introduction was wonderful in regards of the law of God, and in regards of Moses and the Israelites and the mountain and all that, and absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful beginning, I think. But anyway, so now he gets into this, got into the story again, the same story, going to Iceland and all that, and which was in regards of where he talked about that electricity going through him. But here he actually uses the expression of lightning, talking about the same thing.
What you're going to tell us, as soon as the first person said it, it like a bolt of lightning went.
Hit like a bolt of lightning. And let's go a little back because a little more details in regards of it. But yeah, so it's like this. Let's try it again.
At the end of the seminar, a woman stood up and said, I thought you were going to tell us what the relationship between the two brass pillars of Solomon's temple is and the World Trade Centers. Another woman stood up and me like, yes, I thought that's what you're going to tell us. As soon as the first person said it, it like a bolt of lightning went through me. And I said, I didn't know I was going to tell you this, but there's something.
So again, so one place he talks about electricity, right? And of course, electricity and a bolt of lightning, pretty much lots of the same thing in regards of things. So, but yeah, interesting. So he equates it with a bolt of lightning going through him, and on the other one, he was talking about electricity. So again, you see the connections in regards of electricity, lightning, and all that, right? And in regards of if you see testimonies from people in regards to the charismatic movement and things of that nature, and you hear about this electricity fin, it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, anyway, eat the meat and spit out the bones. I'm not sure what to really yeah, but yeah, but his beginning on this video was so wonderful in regards to talking about yeah, talking about the law and the in regards of Moses going up in regards of, and yeah, that was wonderful. But yeah, I just wanted to. That was not just another data point. Apparently, we have some problems in regards of my. Just trying to make some. Some. And now it goes haywire because we have this my soup thing all over the thing, and so it stops the thing clearly, as you can hear. It's failing, in regards to these so-called these digital buttons and all that, very sensitive and all that, absolutely rubbish. Of course, when you if something comes a little off the thing, then it hits the, then we have this issue. So now, well, I guess it's okay that it turned it off. So yeah, we're just making this spicy soup thing, which I really don't know if, not sure it's going to taste good in any way. Just making something, just a little lightweight thing for the body. To have something. I had some seaweed, seaweed, let's try it. So I put some seaweed in it. Cooking a little seaweed and getting some, there should be some good nutritions in it. So anyway, just a little standard, not something terrible, heavy, or anything like that. So, and then, yeah. Then I need to get on a juice fast, so I can lose some kilos, A long way. But yeah. Anyway, that was just interesting, right? Okay, let's put this on here again. Let's see if I can. I'll just give it around 4, 5 or something. Oh, 5, I think. Hopefully it won't cook over again. Anyway, so let's take that one more time in regards of the electricity thing, and then we'll be interested to see if this spicy food is going to even taste good. I don't think so. I think there's a great risk that it's actually not going to taste good. But anyway.
Up and said, I thought you were going to tell us what the relationship between the two brass pillars of Solomon's temple is and the World Trade Centers. Another woman stood up and me like, yes, I thought that's what you're going to tell us. As soon as the first person said it, it like a bolt of lightning went through me.
It was like a bolt of lightning went through him, right? In regards to the other testimony, he talks about electricity. It felt like electricity, right? So,
and I said, I didn't know I was going to tell you this, but there's something there.
So I don't know what to really, but anyway.
But there was nothing there at that moment. I just stopped. I paused, and there was nothing there. I got on the plane a week later. Turned out I was on the last plane from America to arrive in Iceland.
But I've listened to these videos before. I remember some of the things and all that. But yeah. Now that we have some light and all that, the camera seems to be working a little better. And we can see the Jesus God Pope 666.info. Again, I need to change, maybe the Jesus God also needs to be a little more light blue, but I don't think you can get it more light blue than that, but it's not, at least in this quality, but maybe it's in regard to the upload that is not that good in regard. Maybe the quality could be better and then the colors might come better out, but the blue is not that blue, although I guess it doesn't really need to be so, it just needs to be there in some sense, right? Just to, maybe that's okay, it's actually behind something, so okay, that helps. It actually helps just okay, it becomes a little more visible when you actually, when you don't, apparently it hides behind this thing apparently, so it becomes darker than it actually is. Okay, it's not too bad, you can see what is it, Jesus God, and then slash, not slash, dividing line, and then Pope666.info. Yeah, it's there, oh well.
Everything was shut down. A week later, I was on the first plane out of Iceland back there. But it didn't change my plans at all. Those were my flights that were scheduled in and out of Iceland. Got back down to Costa Rica. It's time to move to Israel. Now I'm on my way. As I approached Israel in the air, something happened. I thought that when I fully came to my senses that the plane was on fire. Because what happened on that plane as I was coming in, I had a revelation dream, a vision. And this is different than the normal, dreams that I have every day. I mean, I have dreams all the time, but, they're just dreams. It's just the way our subconscious mind works. This was something completely different. I was in Israel.
So anyway, so that was just so again, electricity and like a light, going lightning bolt going through him and all that, and so yeah, I don't know. And again, it's just, again, when you see the lightning thing and all that, again, it usually seems to be connected with the wrong kind of things, So yeah, that was just a quickie. So yeah, lightning. So just I was thinking, like, he didn't mention a lightning. He mentioned electricity, but again, here you can connect it. He connects it with himself with lightning. So I will, just to have some clarification on that, or whatever you want to call it. So that was just a small video that I really, that I just wanted to, while listening to some of these DVDs and all that. So when the brimstone hits the fan, and this is the one that I'm looking at the moment, and just going through them. This is also one single DVD. So we also have the Newton's Dilemma. I'm not sure I've seen that, although Newton had his own issues. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that is about. I think Newton, at least I saw a source that he actually did not himself believe in the Trinity. And if that's true, and he also had in regards of alchemy, and why would you, in regards of alchemy and all that, that's kind of the other side, Alchemy is that was something I was toying around with when I was in Satan's candy shop. I was, I had also had a lot of alchemy books and this and that in regards of, and I think I think I had like 2,000 alchemy books, and it was I downloaded on PDF things and all that. Although I had some specific ones that I had, and I printed them out, and in regards of being like the the beginning of a good beginning in regards of alchemy and all that, right? But anyway, but yeah, I think it was like I had 2,000 books on alchemy. Also, you can see I remember a forum, a cult forum, where you also had these alchemists, and this and that, and again, that's just again shows, how it's like dark satanic stuff, and yet I didn't see myself as a Satanist. That I never saw myself as a Satanist when I was in the I saw myself as a spiritual free thinker. So seeking out, because we're told pretty much that nothing, we don't believe in the spiritual stuff right in our days and all that. But then you find out, well, there's actually much more than meets the eye. So, yeah. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake in regards of this. Just moving some files. One to like Newton's Last Dilemma, which I have 4 DVDs in regards. I don't know what this Newton lasted. I think it's actually in regards to the 70 weeks of Daniel. I'm not entirely sure. But of course, the 70 weeks of Daniel is finished and done. Now, those people that shoots the 70 week into the future is full of bullshit. But there does seem to be a week in the future, a week of time, but it's not connected with the 70 weeks because the 70 weeks are already sorted out. But it's like, people are just, I don't know why people are not seeing it. But you go to the 70 weeks, and then it goes further into the temple's destruction, and then you have another week at the end time. So, and this is typical in regards to the book of Daniel, where you just, you're following a timeline, and then you go into the future. You have other places in the book of Daniel where it goes into future things that hasn't happened yet. And it's like it's just jumping in some sense, but of course you have to be aware that the timeline is not like so yeah. Anyway, of course, in regards to sometimes things goes over sometimes, like where it's like you have a forerun, but this was like a prophecy in regards to when Jesus was to come. So it's pretty much have been fulfilled, right? Jesus came, didn't he? Yeah, he did, and he so anyway, so he pretty much fulfilled that 70 weeks of Daniel. So I don't know why people want to, like, Jesus died in the 70 week, right? So if he died in the 70 week, how is that going to be in the future if he already, it's just bullshit, Anyway, so yeah. So I don't know what to take next, but Zacharias and thermonuclear war. I saw that one. That was in regards to where he talked a little in regards to going to Iceland. Apparently, when the brimstone hits the fan, he apparently also talks. And by the way, there's a book for Zacharias thermonuclear war. No, yeah, there is, and that, which is, I don't know how that connects because inside the book. So how is that actually? Maybe they. Why was it put? Maybe this DVD doesn't have anything to do with the book. Maybe it's just in there in the book to protect it. It was like I have this book like the Mystery of Iniquity, and there's like DVDs Mystery of Iniquity. Here we have like the Mystery of Iniquity, right? And seen on Shabbat Night Live. I think they're actually for they might all of these might actually be free on the internet. So I should probably just have looked for them or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so this is like the Mystery of Iniquity in DVDs, right? But you also have the Mystery of Iniquity book. But inside the book, you had this DVD in regards of Zachariah's thermonuclear war, and I do wonder if this is just actually for itself. This might not actually be in regards to the book, although I thought it might have been something to do with the book as it was found inside the book, but it might actually have been inside the book just to protect it in regards of sending it. Apparently they didn't have any cover for it or something like that. I don't know. Keep the Sabbath, obey the commandment. I'm not entirely sure how it all adds up. I'm not sure in regard to this book either. I can't remember. There was like two different orders on things. And so I can't remember which was, but I can look it up, of course, in regards to how this connects, if this was actually just at to the side of things, because, yeah. So, but anyway, so apparently we have Mystery of Iniquity by Michael Rood. We both have a book and the Blu-rays on that. So, and then in regards to Zachariah's thermonuclear war, doesn't seem to be, maybe not in regards to the book. So, okay, and so we have when the brimstone hits the fan. So by Michael Rood. It also has some like 1.5 hour DVD episode 1, yeah. And so this is also these two I've seen. Then we have the Newton dilemma. Oh, in regards to Newton's dilemma, it says Daniel 70 weeks. I didn't write that in, but probably should have written that in as well. Let's see. Oh, here we also, when the brimstone hits the fan, a few last minute instructions. Okay, I didn't write that in on the folder either. Maybe I should actually also have read the introduction before I actually saw it. But anyway, we've seen that. And we've seen, this one, we have seen that at the moment, Zachariah's nuclear war. Yeah, so, which apparently didn't have any cover thing. I need to look that up in regards of, whatever, And then we have 70 weeks, believers around the world are sensing that we may be in the last days, so-called last days, as detailed by the Hebrew prophets. To understand the sign of the end of the age, one must understand the prophetic shadow pictures embedded in the feast of. Why does he write the Yehovah? Oh, why does he say end of the age? One must understand the prophetic shadow pictures embedded in the feast of the Lord, like Lord in capital. That's Yehovah. In the feast of Yehovah, the mechanism by which the Almighty declared the end of the age. Counterparts as the greatest scientist who ever lived spent the last decade at his life attempting to crack the prophetic code of Daniel's 70 weeks. But are you going to say that, are you going to say that the 70 weeks are still not fulfilled? Only to go to his grave with questions that would not be deciphered for more than 300 years. Well, the 70 weeks of Daniel are done. They were fulfilled when Yeshua. Anyway, all over the globe, the Almighty saw sovereignty leading his people into an understanding of the feast and their prophetic significance. Those who never thought they were asleep are waking up to the importance of the feast of Yehovah. Again, he uses the Lord in capital letters. Give me a break. And why Israel was commanded to keep the feast forever. Don't be left out of the end times revival. Or so-called, it still puts it in anyway, revival declared by the prophet Jeremiah, Yirmiyahu, The Gentiles are coming to Israel from the ends of the earth and waking up to the fact that they have inherited lies and pagan abominations from their forefathers. If you are a lover of biblical truth, you won't want to miss the profound teaching series, Newton's Last Dilemma, Daniel's 70 Weeks, Michael Root. But again, in regards to the 70 weeks, I don't know what he, But anyway, so, but those are DVDs as well. Doesn't really see that DVD, yeah. Okay, so apparently Mystery of Iniquity. Apparently there's a book, and in regards to Blu-ray, we lost the. Oh, give me a break. Why did it do that? Just typical automatical nonsense of different things. We also have the chronology of the Revelation. That's something I really wanted. I saw one of the free ones that he did in Israel. I want to see where he believes that. Also have things behind me in regards to the trumpet, the Book of Revelation, all that. I don't expect him to have everything correct, but he does have some goody things for sure compared to a lot of other bullshitters out there. So you eat the meat and spit out the bones. So I was just interested in regards. I just wanted to gather what I could of goodies, that I could, if there was something that, and as when you are in the topic, then things, hopefully it won't make me go into, but anyway, in regards to the feast the feast and all that, it's just wonderful to begin to understand those feasts, right? And it takes some things to solidify further in regards to the feast and all that. Anyway, so I'm just interested in regards to this, electricity or bolt of lightning and all that. I don't know where he will take that in regards to when the brimstone hits the fan, but the beginning of this was that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So I'll just go on and listen a little further on to that.
And I heard the roar of planes, and the earth was shaking. And I looked up, and there were bombs that were dropping from the sky down upon the earth, just covering the land. And I was making my decision of where to go, which path to go, so that I could get out of the way of these things. And then I was lifted up from the earth, and I looked down, and every place that I decided that I was going to go, as soon as I decided that this is where I was going to go, wham, it just went up in a firestorm. There's nothing there, completely obliterated. There's no place to run, no place to hide. It's just completely covering the earth. And then I saw it wasn't a cave, it was just the side of a hill, and just an embankment. And I went in there with 3 friends, and as I went in there, the bombs were hitting, it came down, all of the dirt came down and filled my eyes and my mouth, and it was just so difficult to breathe, and I was wheezing in this, waiting for it to stop, and it just would not stop. And then finally, it was calm. Came out, dug the dirt out of my mouth and out of my nose. We were all alive. And then we saw a military vehicle coming up down the road. I looked, and here's this garden area and a 50-gallon drum. It's not much of a place to hide, but I knew that if I get in there, I pray I get in there, if I'm supposed to not be found, they won't be able to see me. And so I got into the drum.
As I understand, this is some kind of dream that he has, right? I don't know about that, all of this. And again, in regards to the lightning and the lightning bolt, but his beginning thing in regards to this video was wonderful in regards to the law of Moses and the festivals and the law. Absolutely, that was awesome, right? I don't know about this thing in regards of
The car pulled up, everyone got out, walked right over to the drum, opened it up, got me, put me in the car. Well, obviously that didn't work. And then I woke up, but when I woke up, the cabin was filled with smoke. and I was choking. I could smell the smell of burning flesh and burning hair. It was just singed my nostrils. And I looked, and I could see that nobody was in a panic. No one was disturbed at all. And then I realized that, you know, it didn't really happen. I'm here on an airplane, and we are about to land in Tel Aviv. Nothing is going on. And so I just held that. I got there just a couple days before the Feast of Sukkot. Got there in time to build a sukkah. And we built our sukkah is just a few blocks outside of the old city is where we built our sukkah and had everything set for that. And at the beginning of the week, we had a lot of friends and people that were over. And I give the full detail of this in the end of the video, the Sinai connection. So I'm not going to go into the whole detail there, but that's something else that you seriously need to get that. Because it was at the beginning of this Feast of Tabernacles that Joshua Cohen came over, and he asked me a question about what is it about this evil woman that's so evil, they put her in a basket and then put a...
He goes into a little more in regards of what he also talked about this other video in regards to Zechariah. What he believes in regards of a missile and destruction. But I still, you know, I would need to read Zechariah myself in regards to see if there's anything I can gather from it. I can't remember overall in regards to, you know, pretty much there's a book of Daniel and the book of Revelation that I'm still further investigating, and that's pretty much where I seem to be the, you know, at least those are the two interesting books that I'm, really going into and have gone, re-listened to them and research and, so forward. And as time, you can always listen to the book of Revelation, right? And the book of Daniel over and over again it's always good to have the King James. There's a wonderful King James version made in regards of, and you can just listen to it and listen to it and listen. You don't even need to sit and read it for yourself, right? Although, you can do both things, right? But you can just listen to it and you tend to pick up things here and there and it begins to make a picture. But there are some other things like in the Old Testament or in the Tanakh that really still this is where I feel like this kind of over my head, So, but anyway, so he's talking about Zechariah, and he's talking about that this woman, he believes it's fire and not women, and these two women apparently are two fires, and they're being, in the other video, just showing one of these airplanes with two fires to carry these two, but they're carrying them to Shinar. So anyway, I need to read the context of Zechariah to at least get some, in regards to it. But Shinar, that's Iraq, So I don't know if he's,
lead on it. And he said, I think it's in Jeremiah. It's just been bothering me for days. I can't shake it. What if?
And he last time he talked about that it's not really in Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah. He goes on to, did we, give me a break with this? Why is it? There we go. It just turns on, off. It's just, he finds out it's in Zechariah in regards to this woman.
You know what this is about? And I said, I just read Jeremiah just last week. And,
and it's not in Jeremiah and all that, as he says. And then we have the last VOP, which apparently,
it's not ringing. It's not in Jeremiah.
Which is interesting. No, it says this is a total of 11 hours and 35 minutes. But anyway, you can't. But anyway.
And I don't even know what translation he's reading. He knows about 6 languages.
So again,